Hello, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. This is JB.
And I'm Chandler, and this is the Unbiased Hard Take.
And on today's Unbiased Take, before I go anywhere else, I want to say this, JB. Purdue did not lose in the first round.
Let's go.
You guys seen us last week. We were making our brackets, and me and JB were praying that we would not be the laughing stock of basketball for the next 1,000 years. And we are not. Purdue has now made the Sweet 16 and is looking to make their second only Elite Eight in the Matt Painter era, JB. The only time Matt Painter has previously made the Elite Eight, is 2019. He's been the head coach since 2005. So I want to start there, JB. A lot of madness. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But we want to start with Purdue. That's what we like to talk on this podcast. So, JB, what is your prediction for Purdue versus Gonzaga? Do you think we'll make the Elite Eight?
I mean, Gonzaga is a pretty tough team, but they did beat a crippled Kansas team, in which we predicted wasn't a shock. But again, like I said, Gonzaga is a tough team. If I could go over to the score of what they had yesterday, or no, the day before, Saturday, against Kansas. They had a pretty good team so far. All other guys was in double digits except for one. Ned Barr only had 5 points, which he was off that day. He went 1 for 6 the entire game. But other than that, I mean, he had the bench player was in double digits as well. That'd be Huff. But all in all, I mean, they're a pretty tough, scrappy team. They did have 10 turnovers. They had 5 blocks, 2 steals, and only 19 assists that game, and 12 fouls. So they did have turnover troubles in that game. But it does not defeat the fact that Purdue had when we faced Utah State. We had 29 assists, 5 steals, 5 blocks, 9 turnovers, and 10 fouls. We were on our game that day. We were on it. So I think it's gonna be the exact same way. I think we're gonna win by like 15. With the stats that with both teams that I just pointed out. Yeah, I think we're gonna win by 15. Since even our 3-pointers were actually looking somewhat decent that game too. So we only shot 47.8% total. 11 for 23. Free throws is what we're killing at right now. But I mean, it's college. I mean, you would hardly ever see a perfect free throws. Hardly ever. I feel like every time we look at stats, college stats, we never see a perfect free throw from the team. So, excuse me. So yeah, I think we're gonna win by 15 against Gonzaga.
Dang, JB's confident.
I am confident.
See, I'm gonna piggyback here because I'm gonna take everyone down a history lesson, and then I'll give some stats. Here's a history lesson for everybody. Here's Matt Painter, as I said before, has been the head coach of Purdue since 2005. In that time, we have had much success making the tournament. Purdue has made the last 9 NCAA tournaments, almost an entire decade's worth, consistently making the tournament. Purdue has never made the Final Four under Matt Painter. Sweet 16's nice. I posted on our Facebook page. Also, the link will be in the description to that down below. So I posted on our Facebook page that it feels sweet, Sweet 16. Yes, Let's enjoy it. It's nice to make the Sweet 16. Not everyone can say they do. Purdue is consistent with making the Sweet 16, but it's not an accomplishment for this team. At some point, you got to win a championship. At some point. I'm looking right here, JB. I have the numbers right here. I will read them off to you. Gonzaga, the last couple seasons, made the tournament championship in 2017, 2021. We've never made it. They made the Final Four in 2021. We've never made it under Matt Painter. They've made the Elite Eight, Gonzaga has, in 2015, 2017, 2019, 2021, 2023. Yeah, we have one Elite Eight appearance under Matt Painter in almost 20 seasons. That makes me nervous.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me very nervous. Now, here's where I want to spit the facts out and be positive. For the first time in a tournament, 2 tournament games, we have dominated. And Zach Edey wasn't the focal point of the offense. That was the problem the last couple years. We get down, it's a close game, we just feed the ball to Edey. They don't try anything else. We were balanced against Utah State. Against a Mountain West team, which I'll get into the Mountain West Conference later. I am sorry. That's my preview. So, Purdue shot 47.8% from the three-point line. That is 14% better than Utah State. They're spreading the ball out. It's not all just Zach Edey out there performing. The whole team's been playing well, both
Mm-hmm.
games. We've dominated both games. However, it's a big game. This is where Matt Painter always chokes. Every time. Every time. Every time. I'm going to say, though, Purdue wins this game. I'll say they have a 10-point halftime lead, and we blow that 10-point halftime lead and win by 2. I think we win by 2. I'll shoot a game tying or game winning shot and miss. I'm going Purdue by 2. Our history of choking, I'm aware of it. I'm very much aware. But this team's different. These last 2 games prove that. Purdue's different this year, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do agree. I definitely do agree. Like I said, we have one of the best assisting guards in the league, and everyone, and especially against Utah State, everyone was getting assists left and right. It's not Brandon Smith passing the ball around. Lawyer guy had 6. Kaufman had 3. Jones had 4. Even the bench players had most had 2, but a lot of them had 1s during that game. So I mean, all in all, it was everyone was feeding the ball. We were sharing it. Um, Kaufman has been very surprising for me because the past few games before March Madness started, he was not looking good at all. Not looking good at all. But he stepped up and he's actually putting up some pretty good numbers. I mean, so far he only has been in the teens as a scoring wise. So he's been looking pretty good. I'm really shocked with Kaufman.
I think it helps that when you sit and think about it, Purdue had 10 players with an assist. When you have that type of ball movement, it's no wonder you scored 106 points.
Mm-hmm.
In a tournament March Madness game, and not even round 1, a round 2 game. 106 points, JB. We held them to 67. We almost beat them, JB, by 40.
Mm-hmm.
We've been burying teams. I think we are much better than Gonzaga. I think we're about 8 points better than Gonzaga is in real life. But I think Matt Painter's going to try to do Matt Painter things. I think overall this time we'll come through with it. I think this is going to be a close win. JB going with the large win though. JB going total opposite here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this Purdue team. They've been, they shocked me this year. I mean, well, if they're in the March Madness, because, like you said, Matt Painter does Matt Painter things. I mean, for the most times that he's been in, he only had 1 Elite Eight, quite a few Sweet 16s, and a lot of first and second rounds as we've been knocked out. So really not too much March Madness success for Matt Painter. since 2005. So
At least not getting far enough.
exactly, at least not even getting far enough. But yeah, it's. I mean, it's just like we said before. It's either win it all or go home for him. I mean, we might as well just get a new head coach or if we don't win it all, because since 2005 he only has a sweet or an Elite Eight appearance. Like, come on.
Not good enough. All that talent that I've said previously on our teams we've had, all those great Purdue teams, all those NBA players we've helped develop. It's absolutely absurd. We've never made a single Final Four. What makes me nervous is I hope, because Gonzaga has dominated both of their games too.
Mm-hmm. They have.
And Gonzaga shot 53% against Kansas from the 3-point line. They shot over 50% from three. In round one, they shot 47%. They're shooting lights out from 3-point range right now. I'm worried about that. We're a Zach Edey-led team. We're a two-pointer team. We don't shoot threes. That's one of our weaknesses. We're inside the paint, Zach Edey, Braden Smith pass the ball. That's what we do. If Gonzaga starts hitting threes and we hit an offensive slump, that worries me. That's the only thing I could possibly see going wrong here.
Well, against the Utah, I mean, we shot really well. I mean, well, I don't want to say we shot lights out, but I mean, it was a lot better than what we have been for a while. I mean, 11 for 23, and most of those 3-point shots was, I wouldn't say they're like, we're up by this much. Screw it. But no, it's like I've seen the highlight, and some of them were actually really, really good threes that we made. So, but yeah, with
we can definitely
with our 2-point team, I mean, with an elite defense of what we have, I mean, I think is ours is we just trouble of closing out on the 3-point shooters. So, but like we're a beast on the inside, but we just lack on the box out. To me,
defense is ultimately one thing: hustling and effort. That's it. That's the main point of defense. We're gonna have to go out there with our defensive A game, with how they've been shooting. Like you said, cover the three, close in on the 3-point shot, spread the floor out on defense, make sure you're covering the wing. We're gonna have to do those things: hustle, communicate well on defense, make sure there's no miscommunications. Gonzaga's been shooting good from three,
and we've been doing really good with that. I'm not saying it's like that's, we're horrible with that. No, we've been excellent. We have probably one of the best ranked defense in all of NCAA right now. So
yes.
So there's just at times where we just lack physicalness and toughness and all the other stuff that Chandler just said. We just need to be doing that 100% every game, and not just lacking on just 5 minutes, because those 5 minutes they can get 12 points easy.
And here's the thing: yes, we're in the Sweet 16. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It's an accomplishment. Not good enough, but it's an accomplishment. So, here's who we've beat, JB. Grambling State and Utah State. Let's not act like those are basketball powerhouses, JB. Let's be real. This is truly our first test. This is a must-win. Obviously, it's a must-win game or it's over. This will determine Matt Painter's fate. This game, right here. Right here. This is a big one. That's my opinion. Otherwise, get out. I can't handle getting to the Sweet 16 again and losing. I can't do it.
I can't do
that. That is literally over and over again. Over. We've done that over and over again, JB. Look, listen to this. I have it right here also. We've made the Sweet 16 in 2010. Didn't make the Elite Eight, lost. 2017, lost. 2018, lost. 2019 made the Elite Eight, then lost. 2022 lost. 2024 to be determined. What's history say?
Right?
That's my only concern. It's now or never. This is it. This is it. We have Zach Edey. He's a first-round draft pick. This is it. This is it.
I don't know.
That's all I know. Yeah. That's all I got. Is at this point, what else we doing?
Exactly.
So with that, me and JB are going to stick in the world of college basketball. There has been a lot of madness, a lot of upsets happen. But me and JB are going to talk about the Sweet 16. JB, actually, if you look at our bracket, which me and you will get into in our next topic, our Sweet 16 actually looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's the Sweet 16 teams this year. You have Clemson, or a 6 seed, Arizona, a 2 seed, San Diego State, a 5 seed, UConn is a 1 seed, Alabama, the 4 seed, North Carolina, 1 seed, Illinois is 3 seed, Iowa State, 2 seed, North Carolina State, 11 seed, Marquette, 2 seed, Purdue, 1 seed, Gonzaga, 5 seed, Duke, 4, Houston, 1, Creighton, 3, and Tennessee at 2. JB, what's your thoughts on the Sweet 16 lineup this year? How do you think we've done it up to this point?
Well, Kentucky screwed us up pretty hard. Screw you, Kentucky. And with North Carolina State, I am very surprised with that team. I mean, we thought freaking New Mexico, out of all teams, would be
Our
yeah. But
I'm not going to get into New Mexico State yet. I'm not going to get in. Sorry, excuse me. I'm not going to get into New Mexico yet. I'm going to save that for the next topic.
But with looking at, I mean, it's a good one. It's a good. I think it's going to be a good lineup. We do have some upset teams in there, and yeah, I think it's going to be a good one.
See, ultimately, this is almost what you like to see at some point because there were a lot of upsets early. We'll get into that later. The next topic, like you said, Kentucky is one of them. But there were a lot of upsets early. But now we're starting to kind of see the really good teams that have been good all year long stand out. Purdue has dominated every game they've played. Houston didn't dominate their game, but they're still here. So they're a 1 seed too. Duke's always up in there, they're here. Brighton's a 3 seed, they're here. Tennessee's a 2 seed. Like I said last week, they arguably could have been a 1 seed had it been a normal year. Purdue, Marquette, Gonzaga is always there. All these teams have one thing in common. They're higher ranked. The highest seeded team we have, JB's NC State. They're 11 seed.
Mm-hmm.
It goes all the way up to 16 seeds. So the lowest seeded team we have is an 11 seed. So there are a lot of upsets early this year, and now you're starting to see the higher ranked teams starting to kind of duke it out. This is where the games will start getting close because let's be honest, a lot of the early games, the first round of 32, those are blowouts. Ass kickings. A lot of them are. Purdue won by almost 40, JB. UConn's been doing the same. Gonzaga dominated both of their games, like I've said. So now all of these games should be close, at least within 15 points, I would say. It's not going to be a slaughter fest. All of these games should be respectable. I'm excited to see it. Purdue's first. Iowa State's a great defensive team. Marquette almost lost the other night. They almost blew it.
Mm-hmm.
They almost blew it. They
Almost.
didn't. Duke's a big brand. A lot of people like to see Duke. They have a lot of fans. They're a loud base. Tennessee, they're a top-rated team too. Creighton, they beat UConn. Purdue's in there. So you got truly, I think, the best 16 teams getting ready to duke it out with one kind of Cinderella team, NC State. They're kind of the like underdogs, dogs be barking, however you want to look at it. I think it's a little bit of everything. You have one upset team, and then a bunch of teams who truly have shown all season long they deserve to be there. I'm excited for the Sweet 16. This is a good college lineup.
Yeah, I do agree. Like I said, there's only one lower ranked team. At everything else, it's only top 5. I think that's the lowest. Oh no, Clemson is ranked 6.
Clemson, or 6, yeah.
So I mean, other than that, you got almost all the higher ranks in the Sweet 16. So
And it's going to be good basketball.
it is
And
going
for
to
the
be.
people who want to, yes, it's all the teams who are high ranked and deserve to be there. I like to see that. But I'm also a sucker for a good Cinderella. NC State could play that role. They're an 11 seed. If NC State were to make it to the Final Four, that would be a surprise. Maybe not the sexiest upset ever, but that's definitely an upset. So I think you got one Cinderella team and a bunch of really, really good teams. I think that's what you should see. A little bit of both. I like to see it.
I do agree as well.
Me and JB will keep track on the Sweet 16. You know we got your college basketball coverage on Facebook and on YouTube. Check us out. We talk about all sports. So with that, casual talk, JB. We didn't do it last week, making our bracket. Speaking of our bracket, that's our casual talk, JB. Do you have the bracket on the screen? I can't.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
All right, so JB, we're not going to hide. Me and you have some good, and some really, really bad. So JB, what do you think of our bracket here, my friend? Let's just kind of, we're going to be all over the place here, I'm sure.
Well, like we said, or like Chandler said earlier, he's putting all the blame on New Mexico, which you can clearly see that was dead set that New Mexico, our one Cinderella team, was going to the Final Four. But everything is all shot. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, BYU screwed up day one. Kentucky screwed up day one. Let me see who else. Oregon shocked me. That was an upset day one. Let's see. But yeah, everything else is. I mean, we thought Nevada would win, but I mean, Dayton won by 3 that game. That screwed us up too a little bit.
I will say this, though. In my defense on New Mexico, this is where I'm going to apologize to the unbiased hard take and to our supporters out there because I was incorrect. I thought, and I'm going to give you the stats, I thought I had the science down this year. I mean, I even gave the numbers. I mean, the Mountain West Conference was an underrated conference. I mean, obviously it is because San Diego State made the Sweet 16. And they're a Mountain West team. So one Mountain West team didn't make the Sweet 16. I just had the wrong one. I thought, knowing that New Mexico had won their conference championship, they would make it far. And they did not. They got destroyed on day one. The Mountain West Conference had as many teams make the tournament as the Big Ten did at the major conference. And like I said, New Mexico won their conference tournament and was hot coming in. I thought they were a great pick. As you can see, there's no logic to this stuff. Do you know how I know that, JB?
Because it's March Madness.
Because Oral Roberts, my friend, has more March Madness victories in the last couple years than Kentucky does. That was a sports fact of the day. Go check that out on our Facebook page. So it's all madness. It's all crazy. It's what I like to see. I will say this, though. We talked about some bad. But I mean, you have nailed on Purdue so far. We've nailed on UConn so far, and at
Gonzaga.
Michigan State, right? Right. Michigan State won their first game, lost their second. We got Grand Canyon right. That's what matters, JB. We did. We predicted the Grand Canyon upset.
We did. We did.
We did. And then we also predicted the same round they would lose. They lost second round as we predicted. We got Bama. They're in there. I'm looking right here. UConn's in the Sweet 16. We have them in there. Arizona, San Diego State, Illinois, North Carolina, Purdue, Tennessee. We're doing all right, JB.
Yeah, we're doing okay. I would say we're doing okay. I mean,
Let us know. How's your bracket look? How do you think our bracket looks? Do you think we're doing okay? Are we ignorant? Are we stupid? Are we blind? Let us know in the comments down below. A little bit of both. Let us know in the comments what you think of our bracket, how we've been doing. Because, I mean, I gave it right there. We got a lot of the Sweet 16s right. You take away Kentucky and New Mexico, I think we're doing solid, JB.
well, I mean, we did pick Grand Canyon beating Alabama.
Did we?
Yes, we did. Unless you wrote it down wrong. But yeah.
I did. I wrote it down wrong. I apologize. But yeah, either way. Looking at this, JB, I have it right here.
I mean,
I think overall.
Might as well just rip it all up and just have a nice little confetti parade. And because, I mean, that Kentucky game brought everyone's bracket. It was at a 0.63% of the whoever done the bracket had a perfect bracket. All because of that one game.
What's our bracket ranked? Can you see it? Can the viewers see it?
Our rank is at 637,159.
Woo! How many participants? Can we look at that? Is that a thing?
Let's see. I don't know if we can or not. I don't think I can. Well, let's click on see all and see what happens. Oh, there's going to be it's going to be way too many. I don't want to.
I just wanted to see if we were in the upper part. You know what I mean?
Oh no, we're not. We're not.
Well, as everyone always says around this time in March Madness, there's truly always next year.
Always next year, my friend. Always next year.
You know, all jokes aside, I'm going to rant into one team right now, and that's Kentucky. Kentucky, JB, is, in my opinion, the new laughingstock of college basketball. I said earlier, this was a sports fact of the day the other day. Oral Roberts, most recently, has more tournament wins. Oral Roberts than Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Go check that out on Facebook. The link's in the description down below. Go see it for yourself. Truly. Oral Roberts. 2 years in a row. Bounced early. 2 years in a row. Their coach, John Calipari, has said previously that it's not about winning championships. It's about developing these guys for the NBA. What? You work for the NBA?
Nope.
No, you don't. You work for the Kentucky Wildcats athletic team department. You work for the basketball team. Your job, literally your job, is to win at Kentucky, not get these guys ready to play. Then he goes out there and goes, but these poor kids. No, not these poor kids. You've already said previously that it's not about winning championships. That's a horse load of crap. There is the Kentucky Wildcats basketball standard. That's not a thing right now.
Nope.
Because as far as I knew, with that type of that team, it was about winning it all. Apparently not anymore. It came from the head coach himself. So, in my opinion, you can mark off Kentucky as title contenders. In my opinion, with that attitude, they'll never win another one again. That's my hard take.
Well, now everyone's laughing at Kentucky because they're the next Dallas Cowboys. Ooh. So
Now,
far,
if we lose in the Sweet 16 again, are we still the Dallas Cowboys college basketball, JB?
no. Kentucky is. Kentucky will all if they show up next year, then we will be, because after this year, I don't think we have no one. Unless we randomly pick someone up in high school that's a freaking nature. For some odd reason that we picked someone up that's a freaking nature, like Zach Edey. Like, honestly, I don't even know where we picked up him. Like, out of the blue is
Oh, and so here's the thing about Purdue. Purdue doesn't have a lot of one and dones. If you truly look at it, not a lot. Zach Edey's not a one and done.
nope.
We've had multiple players for us play multiple seasons. We develop. After this season, I think we'll be a tournament team. I don't think we'll win the Big Ten tournament. I think we'll take a step back. We're going to lose Zach Edey, obviously. So with us losing Zach Edey, we're going to take a step back. I expect us to be around. We'll see our recruiting class. Obviously, we'll get into this later. We'll talk about our recruiting class later at a different date after the season. But unless we get a good freshman or something like that, we'll be a 6 to 11 seed. I think we'll be a lower seeded team. I think we'll still be a tournament team though. Matt Painter's a great regular season coach, JB.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. I mean, woo! Wow.
One of the best of
Great.
all time.
One of the best.
In regular season only. That's the problem. It is now. We have the best player Purdue has seen, the back-to-back college player of the year. It's time. This is now or never. Braden Smith. Clock's ticking. Come on, Matt. Let's get it done.
Yep.
Going back to the John Calipari quote, this was a 2015 quote. Quote, for me, the mission for me is to be a vehicle to help others reach their dreams. To be the stone that creates the ripple in their lives that goes on and on. Now, in our state, they want my mission to be win national titles. Win national titles. My mission is bigger than that. That was his quote back in 2015. That's not a winning mentality, JP.
Very inspirational.
You know what it sounds like to me? Very politically correct. Here's a news flash. It is about winning championships. Go ask, let me think, any great sport athlete that's never won one. Go ask Dan Marino if it's about winning championships. Why do you think people think Tom Brady's the greatest of all time?
Those championships. Those Super Bowls.
Yes. Michael Jordan, multiple championships. LeBron, multiple championships. Kobe, Kareem, Shaq. The list goes on and on. What all those things have in common? They've won multiple championships. It is about championships.
Mm-hmm.
Winning is the only thing that matters.
I agree.
That's all I got. That was a very good casual talk, JB. That was the best casual talk I think me and you have had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, JB, me and you are going to stay in basketball today. All right? It's a big basketball podcast. We're jumping to the world of the NBA. Me and you have not talked NBA on this podcast, JB, in a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. So with that, JB, I have something good for you, my friend. Because the Miami Heat last night defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers 121-84. JB, we just dominated a top Eastern Conference team. What's your thoughts, JB, on that win? Overreact? Is it an overreaction, I suppose, to say that Miami is heating up?
I probably want to say it's neither. I think we're just bypassing it just to get the wins at this point. I think right now we are one game away from not playing in the play-in. I do believe, and it's really crunching time.
We are half a game out of Indiana.
Yep. So, I mean, with that being said, and we don't got many games left, my friend. We do not. Play-in tournament starts on April 16th through the 19th. So, my friend, we don't got much longer.
No, we do not.
So, with that being said, we need
There
to
are 11 games left.
So we need to step our game up and just win win 95% of our games. The reason why I say not all, because I know it is the Miami Heat. We struggle on a lot of things, and this is going to be one of them. But we are good when it comes to crunch time to get the job done and get the job done right. So, with everything else, yes, we did destroy the Cleveland Cavaliers from 121 to 84. The Cleveland Cavaliers did not have, or had a really bad shooting slump. 31% from the 3-point line. They went total 9 for 29. And 41.7% from the field. And then for us, we shot 39.5% from the 3, 51.8% from the field, and free throws. This is where we need to step up on our free throws. Jesus. Because we only shot 87% at free throws. Bam missed one. Jimmy Butler missed one. Caleb Martin missed one. Like these are the things that we need to win very close games for very good teams like the Boston, the Suns, like Timberwolves. Timberwolves are a really good team this year. The Nuggets. For some odd reason, the Knicks are 42-28.
That's because Jalen Brunson's a beast, bro. He's a beast.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson. The Mavericks should have not released him. I mean,
no, they should not have.
So, and we got the Bucks, the Thunder, the young team Thunder. I mean, they're all these teams. Like we need to shoot perfect, and we need that's where we need to start, and it's we need to step our game up now. It's either now or never. At this point, because right now,
literally,
right now we're the play-in is we're going to be facing the 76ers. And yes, we are. I feel like we are better than the 76ers because Joel Embiid is not there. He is on a season-ending injury right now. He is recovering. I hope you have a speedy recovery. I don't wish to any harm on any other players. Only success. Even though if you suck, I still wish you good luck. So,
here's my fear, JB, though. Are we better than Philadelphia? Because we were just tied with a chance to take a significant game lead over them in the standings the other night, and we lost 98-91 to Philly without Joel Embiid.
like I said, it is a hit or miss when it comes to um, crunch time. Right now, it is crunch time. I don't think that game really didn't mean too much to them for for some odd reason. I mean, all I feel like all games should be um, crunch time, especially first game of the season to the last game of the season. I think all games should be crunch time. Um,
I agree.
so
And this is why. Because here we are, and I understand because we play Philly again. I'm looking at the NBA standings right now. The Miami Heat are currently the 7th seed. The Miami Heat are half a game out of the 6th seed and are technically tied with Philadelphia. We play Indiana, who were less than one game. We win that game, we trump them. We play them
mhm.
again, and we also play Philly again. So we play both those teams again. The standings are going to be shaken up a lot by then. I'm going to sit and do the math here. Ultimately, you have to win the games you're supposed to win, right? Let's go down the line and find the teams that Miami is definitely better than. Portland, they're definitely better than Portland. The Wizards, they're definitely better than them. The Rockets were better than the Rockets. The Hawks were better than them. They don't even have Trae Young right now. We play the Raptors 2 more times.
The Hawks.
That's 6 wins, JB. That's 6 pretty cake games. There's only 11 games left. And then the other games are Dallas, Indiana, like I said, Philly, New York, and Golden State. Now,
We could
there's
win
also
against
some
Golden State. We could win against Golden
there's
State.
some winnable games there. We're not playing Boston, Milwaukee to end the season. It's not like that. We have a chance here. Right. We have 6 winnable games at the end easily, plus some other games. Dallas isn't super dominant. New York's not super dominant. Neither's Philly, like you said.
I mean,
Indiana's
right now
kind of
they're
fighting in the
dominant.
same.
I mean, New York's dominating right now. I mean, if we stop
You
Jalen
might
Brun or if we stop Jalen, I mean, that's game over because what else do they have? Julius Randle. Mm.
is he? He's still injured, correct? He's still injured,
Yeah, like I said,
correct?
like who else do they have? I mean,
Josh Hart, but they're solid players.
yeah, solid, but not all stars like Jalen Brunson.
Right. I mean, so the last bit of the season, we have a lot of winnable games. We need to go out there and truly just win the games we're supposed to win, and then win that Indiana game and win that Philly game. Go out there, beat Portland, beat the Raptors, beat these Wizards teams that suck, and then win the Philly game and the Indiana game. Go out there, focused in on those 2 games, and simply win the games you're going to win. We're going to be just fine. We have a decently solid road to get there.
I agree.
Now, of course, last season, we lost our first play-in game, JB. We lost our first play-in game. And we were battling in the second play-in game at one point against the Bulls.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up making it in the finals, JB. So play-in's not necessarily a disaster. What you don't want to get yourself into is don't get out of that 8 seed. We have a solid lead on that right now. But I'm not super worried. I think it's an overreaction to answer our question to say that we're getting hot right now. I wouldn't necessarily say that because the game before last night we got obliterated by the Pelicans 111-88. Literally the game before.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say we're getting hot. Yeah, we did beat Cleveland before. We beat the Pistons twice in a row recently. So I wouldn't say we're getting hot. It's been pretty much like you said, the same story all year long. Inconsistency. That's kind of how it was last year too, until playoff time. We just gotta make sure we get a playoff spot. That's it. 7 seed, 8 seed, 6 seed, 5 seed. I don't think it matters. Miami proved it last year. It don't matter. You just gotta get in. Punch that ticket to that dance.
Yep. But yeah, I don't going on to that. I don't think we're hot either. I mean, if we were hot, we already been not even worried about the play-in tournament. Like we would have been at least a 5th seed by now. But no, we have to lose games here and there, win some games here and there by some crappy teams. I mean, Well, let's be
And
honest here.
then here's the fun part. Then we'll do stuff like obliterate Cleveland and beat these really good teams, and then turn around and lose. We lost to the Wizards recently. Like it, that's the type of stuff. You'll win a couple, a little winning streak, a little losing streak. You'll beat a really good team, but then lose to a really crappy team. It's just the stuff like that, man. That's the frustrating part of the regular season.
Hmm. Especially with
There
the
are
team,
times,
especially with the team that's, I want to say mediocre, but inconsistent throughout the whole season. I mean, this back-to-back seasons where we had a inconsistent season. I mean, once again, we're in the play-in tournament, or about to be in the play-in tournament. Once again. So,
and I'm not going to sit here and bitch. There's my one curse word. Here's why I'm not going to. Because there are a lot of worse places to be. Me and you have seen Miami win multiple championships, make multiple, even post LeBron, and we're always a playoff team. Like last year, we had a winning record. This season, we're going to finish with a winning record. We could be a Pistons or a Hornets fan or something horrible like that. Life could be much worse, but there are times, JB. I know Heat culture. I know Eric Spoelstra coaches the guys hard, an all-time great coach. I'm not denying his commitment, but there are times I feel like we don't take the regular season as serious as we should.
mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler's literally made comments similar to just get me to the playoffs, stuff like that. Oh, hey, newsflash, Jimmy. You have to win regular season games to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler he'll have his number retired in Miami's rafters. He has made the post LeBron era fun, successful. He's a Hall of Famer. But here's me being honest. He needs to take the regular season a little more serious.
I agree. I
He's our
agree.
best player. He's our best player. Some would say Bam. I say he's definitely our leader. When your leader doesn't take things seriously, how do you expect the overall team to perform?
True. True.
Maybe not so serious. That's the frustrating part. I just wish Jimmy would take it a little more serious.
I agree.
That and Tyler Hero's injured again. I love Tyler Hero. He's a good player. That's the problem. I've always said this. He's a good player. He's not a great player. It's always something. Always something. Normally, it's a snagging injury late in the season, it seems like. But I will say this. Patty Mills, he started the other night, had 10 points. He's had double-digit points a few times now.
The good old 35-year-old player getting it done.
And I didn't, and we kind of covered that at the end of a podcast in a little small snippet. It definitely didn't make big news for our end. I didn't think it would be much. He's starting games, man, and still putting up double-digit points. He's proven to be a solid role player for us. I
Mm-hmm.
think that was a very underrated signing.
I agree. When I seen that, I'm like, haven't heard that name in a while. And then he comes up and puts up 10 points. Against Cleveland again, he put up 10 points. The Pelicans, he only put up 4. Philly, he put up 3. And Detroit, he put in 1. Those are the last 5 games of with playing with the Heat. So,
And on March 8th, he did have 13 points.
yep. And then on March 8th, he had. So, I mean, solid role player. I mean, you can't say much with a 35-year-old going out there and competing with all these 20. Now it's 19-year-olds and 20 plus. Like, come on now.
We're getting old, JB.
Don't tell me. Don't remind me.
I will say this. So long as Miami does what they did last night. Team basketball, JB. Jimmy Butler, 15 points. Bam, 15 and 16 boards. Terry Rozier, 14. Patty Mills, 10. Highsmith had 18. Thomas Bryant had 14. Caleb Martin had 11. So you had a lot of players with at least 10 points. No one had more than 18. Our leading scorer was Hayward Highsmith. That was true team basketball. We got Jimmy with 6 assists. We talked about assists with Purdue. Let me count 1, 2, 11 Miami Heat players, JB, had assists. 11 of 12. The only one didn't was Swider, who only played 7 minutes. We're team basketball. We took last night serious, and it shows.
As we should.
They needed to put that performance. We know they can do it. They've made the finals twice since 2020. We know they can do it. The same team, pretty much. 99% of it. Same core. There's no excuse. We should be better than a 7 seed. I at least hope to be out of the play-in. Is my hope. I want to at least be a 6 seed. I don't want to go through the play-in. But that's all we have for today's Unbiased Hard Take. JB, what do you got for the people, my friend? We've hit a point to where it's pretty much all basketball right now, JB.
Yep. Like we said, like, comment, and subscribe to our channels. All the links will be down below. But like we said earlier, it is March Madness. We get to do great things in the basketball. Once basketball is done, we don't know what to do.
The dark times, JB.
It's the dark times.
Don't worry, JB. We still got March Madness still going on. We got NBA playoffs getting ready to start. We'll have that up until the summertime. We got a while, JB. Let's enjoy it while we got it.
Yep. So, Sweet 16 starting tomorrow, I do believe.
I thought it was Thursday.
Maybe it is Thursday. I just can't read. Yes, it is Thursday. Like I said, I cannot read. So, the Sweet 16 starting Thursday. It's going to be a great March Madness. Probably one of the best in a while. I would say so myself. I would say probably a few years ago where we had multiple number 1 seeds. Purdue getting out round 1. But there's no number 1 seed that got knocked out in round 1. They're all in the Sweet 16. So, congratulations, all number 1 ranked teams. You did not get eliminated round 1. And it goes for the Miami Heat. We need to step up. We really need to step up. I mean, if you want to say that we're warming up, you might as well just turn on the fire now, because we need this more than ever. So that's all I got.
I agree with you. You've already covered all that. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make some changes on the podcast. We got a new outro. Check that out. Let us know what you guys think. Again, let us know what you think of our brackets. We're doing a lot of new things. We'll be doing a new intro here shortly as well at some point here. Me and JB have talked about that off screen. So, a lot of good things planned. We've added casual talk. We've done brackets. We'll have an NFL mock draft out soon. There'll be a lot of basketball. Playoffs are getting ready to ramp up. Miami's at 39 wins. We're going to make the playoffs. I'm 100% confident of that. It's just a matter of playing or not. I personally, here's my take. We have a veteran team. Jimmy Butler's in his 30s. For playoff Jimmy to be activated, I think it's best that we get a little bit of extra rest before the season and before the playoffs start, and not have to participate in the play-in. That's my take on it. That's all I got. As always, go Pack, go. Let's go Heat and boil her up, baby. Sweet 16. This is the year. Here we go. Elite 8.
And I'll end up on this. Let's go Steelers. Let's go Heat. And go Boiler up. Let's go. Let's go. This is our year. We're going all the way. I'm saying it right now.
All the
we're
way.
going all the way. But
Our bracket proved it.
our bracket has proved it. Stats has been proving it. So far, so good. Other than the New Mexico.
Sorry, y'all.
But that's all we have for this week's Unbiased Hard Take. We'll see you all next week.
See y'all.